Okay, I'm with some soldiers here from Wardak Province, which is south of Kabul. And what's the main job, you guys? This is an FOB, right?
Yes.
Are you guys FOBITs?
No, not all of us.
Yeah.
Some try to be.
So what is the main sort of job of this SOB? Whoops, sorry, FOB.
Airborne is the main central location for Wardak Province as far as the security operations and also the governance out of this area. There's two battalions here. 425 FA Battalion does the governance and economics at the district level, province level, and then 287 Infantry does mostly the security elements and also the lower level economics and governance outside of Wardak itself, outside of Airborne.
So can you speak that? Can you say that in English?
Sure. Okay. YouTube. It's YouTube.
It's YouTube. It's my little YouTube channel, so I told him not to sweat it.
Okay.
By the way,
All right, sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, 287 Infantry, that battalion, we do the actual security training, security development.
For the Afghan Army?
With the Afghan Army and Afghan Police. And then the actual 425 FA, our Field Artillery Battalion, works directly with the governor on the governance and economics development.
So trying to kind of give the people better services and employment opportunities,
Yes.
so they won't be tempted by the Taliban to kind of go to the dark side, right?
Yes. The dark side.
Yeah, whatever. But so how long have you guys been here? How long have you been deployed here?
Since January.
Wow. So how long will you be here?
About a year.
Yeah. And you must miss your families, do you?
Very much.
Yeah. Are you able to talk to them fairly often, or is it hard to communicate with them?
Yeah, we have phones, and you can actually get cell phones around here, so it's not too bad to
But
try to call.
sometimes it's harder actually to talk to people on the phone. Don't you
True.
find that? It's just sort of, I mean, in a way, I mean, obviously you want to communicate with them, but it almost makes you miss them even more, and it's a little awkward, don't you think, sometimes?
You get used to it after a couple months here, and it's
Yeah.
wait for the mid-tour leave and then count the days toward that, and then
And
count
then
the
you
days to the end.
then you come back
Yes.
after, yeah. And how's the Afghan military and police force coming along? You know, it was obviously difficult to train the Iraqi military. There was a lot of problems with corruption, with insurgents infiltrating the ranks, wreaking havoc. And all you hear about in Afghanistan is corruption. So do you guys have that problem in terms of making sure the Afghan army is kind of pure, if you will?
There is some corruption, but we definitely we put a toleration level of 0. We came in and said we're not going to tolerate anything. Work with them on that and show them if you have problems like that, how it leads to other problems with the Taliban. Really, the number one problem was just pay, and having the soldiers and the police getting paid regularly, so they actually do show up every day to work.
Was it what the infrastructure to pay them wasn't there? Is that what the problem was?
The Army itself was actually on an electronic funds concept of payment, where the police were still being paid, had to come into a central office and receive, direct handout money. So that's something we're working with also with 425 on, okay, how do we get this together? We have the security piece out there training them, but when it comes to the actual finance piece, we work with 425 and their systems to work with them.
You can't really train police who aren't getting paid and get mad and then don't show up, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is a huge operation costing the government a lot of money. We've seen some of it in action. Do you think this is doable, this whole mission? Because it's a lot to do. And you have to nation build, you have to establish institutions, you have to give people employment opportunities, you have to transform from the poppy crop to other sort of legal crops. And then, of course, at the same time, you have to neutralize, love that word, but exterminate, maybe more accurate, the Taliban, so Al-Qaeda doesn't thrive here.
Nice connotation, too.
Yeah. And so how optimistic are you guys that this is actually doable, this whole effort?
We have to be very optimistic, and we really do see progress happening here. It's a matter of we have to expect a time period. You can't have this, over 3 or 4 months happen, or even just during our 1-year tour here. It's a matter of what our expectations are monthly, what we have expectations for our 1 year here, and then have assessments as we go through it, saying, okay, how many people are coming forward with tips as far as IEDs we put in the road, how many people are coming forward to participate in the basic district level meetings. So we look at that as positives always, and we do
You
have
see some
setbacks.
movement?
Yes, definitely, most definitely.
How long do you think U.S. forces will be in Afghanistan? If you had to guesstimate. Just any guess.
I would say, several years at least,
What's several in your book?
5 to 10 years, just based off of the current commitment that we have more forces coming in, and we do see positive impacts, but there is long roads to go. But at the same time, it's a matter of what's realistic in 1 year, 2 year increments. I mean, we have with the with the rest of the government looking at 1 year plans, 3 year plans, and so our commitment is definitely beyond the 3 and 5 years.
What about you? How long do you think you'll be U.S. troops, not you necessarily?
Yeah, I know exactly how long I'll be here. Well, it really all depends because our success criteria in Afghanistan are being reevaluated, obviously, and so it just depends. We could be here for decades, depending on how we define success, what level of proficiency we want to get each government institution up to, or we could only be here for a few years if it's just stabilizing it as far as Taliban operations go. So, again, whatever our objectives are, whatever our mission comes down to be, is how long we'll be here. It's just relative to what we have to accomplish.
And what about you?
Well, it depends. I mean, to actually do it right and to finish the job would take a very long time, probably more than 10 years. I just don't know that the American public has that kind of patience. So,
What about the people of Afghanistan? Do you think they can tolerate an indefinite sort of mission here?
yeah, I don't think they honestly mind really having us here at this point. I think for the most part, people are glad to have us here and see that we're helping them and are very receptive. I think their main concern is the same as mine in that we'll be leaving before the job is finished.
Hey, since you guys have been so nice and generous with your time, is there a message you'd like to give to somebody back home?
Just hello to my wife Erin back in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I miss you, love you, and the kids too.
How old are your kids?
I have a 8-year-old son named Jacob, a 4-year-old daughter named Anna, and a 18-month-old son named Jonathan.
Wow, they must miss you a lot.
Yeah.
How about you?
Just to my family and friends, especially those who are really interested in the political situation here, I'll try to keep you updated as best I can, and I'll see you soon.
To my wife Megan and my little daughter Marie, and our baby on the way, and our dog Samson, and my mom and dad too.